This one's cold. But this one is not wanting to go cold anymore.
So people ask me this all the time. Dude, how did you get started investing in real estate? I can tell you this much, when I first started, I didn't have any money. But I knew that I wanted to invest in real estate.
So I woke up this morning and the fridge wasn't working, so now we're gonna have to go get a new refrigerator.
So people ask me this all the time. Dude, how did you get started investing in real estate? I can tell you this much, when I first started, I didn't have any money, nothing, nada, zero. But I knew that I wanted to invest in real estate. So I had to figure out, okay, so how does somebody that's broke invest in real estate when they need money to buy real estate?
Continue on I-5 for 4 miles.
Downtown Sacramento. All right, at the bank, got a little bit of cash, now time to get this fridge. So somebody told me, well, the problem is it takes money to make money. So bro, listen, you're not gonna make it. Just accept the way that things are and let it go.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
But I just simply knew that that wasn't true. Even statistics say that 89% of millionaires are first generation millionaires. What does that mean? That means they started from nothing. They
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
So I was like, I know what I'll do. I'm gonna go to some local investor meetups and talk to some experienced investors and find out some ways that I can get funding to start investing in real estate. So one of the things that they suggested, which was revolutionary to me, I had never heard of it before, was this thing called OPM, which stands for Other People's Money. And I thought, oh cool, so they said basically what you need to do is put some work in, go out there, find these great deals, put them together, then reach out to other investors and tell them, hey, we can partner together if you fund it and I'll do all the work. And I was like, hey, sounds great, right?
But it's so simple.
Wrong. You know how many people I had that went for that idea when I pitched it? Zero. And you don't have any experience. People are gonna give you their money for you to play with. That's absolutely ridiculous. So that was the problem that I had with OPM when I first started out. See, now that I have flipped multiple properties and I'm doing stuff out of state and I got a website and I'm writing these books and I'm mentoring people, now people seek me out to invest their money because they know that this guy knows what he's doing. So OPM is real to me now. But when you're first starting out, OPM can be extremely difficult. So that was the problem that I had with other people's money. Check it out, your boy just secured this 36-inch French door stainless steel fridge for $300. Just got that little ding right there. They were asking $400. They were moving. They said they wanted to get rid of it real quick. Went in, talked to them, offered them $300. They took it on the spot. I probably could have got it for less, but they were happy. I was happy. I got a new fridge from Mama, $300. This is a win. So I've sold several French door fridges like this in the past. LG, good brand. Even in its current condition, used, old, I could put it on Craigslist and I could probably get like around $800, almost $1,000 for this. So getting this for $300 is a score. So I could make a lot of money off of this, but right now we're in need of a fridge. So this one's going in the house. All right, so I want to invest in real estate. I can't get other people's money. I can't figure out how I'm going to do this thing. So what do? I got to figure out how it is that I'm going to get money. So I thought to myself, okay, Steve, what do you currently already have going on for you? I have a day job as a landscape architect, but I realized that for the most part, my evenings were pretty much free. So I decided to get a part-time job in the evenings tutoring kids in math and English and whatever subjects they were having trouble with. And at this time too, Monica was in school doing night classes, so I was home alone, so I decided, hey, you know what? I'll get a night job too. So I got a night job in prison teaching prisoners engineering classes. And in addition to that, I discovered Craigslist, and I started buying things like refrigerators, sofas, cars, boats, trailers, things like that. And when I say that I was selling stuff on Craigslist, I was selling stuff on Craigslist. Here's a look at a couple of the things that I've sold on Craigslist.
Move out of the way.
Excuse me. What else you?
Count of 3, ready?
Oh my gosh.
1, 2, 3.
Good. Stay over here, please.
Daddy. Oh gosh.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Dang it, I'm gonna do really far.
Over the ledge, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Oh.
So I had a day job, a night job, a part-time job, and a side hustle. Now I did that to get my money right until I had enough money. I'd set aside $65,000 to invest in my first real estate property. So now that I got a little bit of experience and I'm a lot more knowledgeable, I realized that $65,000 was not necessary. For people that are looking to get invested, there are markets where really you only need about $20,000 or $30,000 to get rolling on your first deal. Reglazed the floor, all new flooring in the kitchen and the dining area. Did a really good job, just listed it for rent today. Really happy with how this came out. Now, no, that's just an overview. That's not a whole lot of information about what I actually did to get to the $65,000. To talk about that, it would take a long time to get into some details. So what I'm trying to do right now is actually put together a book that you guys can get that will give you the nuts and bolts and details of how to get your money right. But for the most part, when you really break it down, that's what it came down to, was that I was working 3 jobs and doing a side hustle to save up the money. All right, successfully got the fridge in. Just need to move it into the kitchen, but it is on, it's working, and it's even got groceries in it, ready to roll. Okay, just for clarification, I didn't purposely stop at 65,000, like thinking that was some sort of magic number that could get me my first deal. I was just saving along the way, and when I got my first deal, it just happened that I had built up to 65,000 when I pulled the trigger on my first property. How long did it take me to get that deal? Well, it actually took me 2 years. So don't feel bad if you're the person that's like, hey, I've been doing this for a year, or I've been doing this for 6 months and I haven't found my first deal. This is taking forever. If you can find a deal within a year, you did it twice as fast as I did it. It took me 2 years. But look, as long as you are committed and dedicated and decide, I'm gonna do this, you can do it. Just don't give up. And know that it took Steve 2 years to find his first deal. Just to clarify, it doesn't need to take you that long, okay? Don't worry, don't think it's gonna take you years and years and years. It just took me that long because that's how long it took me to have the confidence to be able to pull the trigger and to be able to put the pieces together. Now you could even do it today if you've got the, the right knowledge and the right mindset and all the things in place, but that's just how long it took me. Now it doesn't need to take you that long, but for my first deal, to get my confidence, my money, and all the things in place, that's how long it took me. Now that I got some money and I got teams and I've got my experience and I know how to do everything and I got all the things set in place, it doesn't take me that long at all. As a matter of fact, I've purchased 4 properties in the past 4 months. So it doesn't need to take you a super long time once you know what you're doing. It's just when you first get started, it might take you a while, but once you get things rolling and you've got your systems down, it's almost like a science. I mean, you can start really moving fast and the sky's the limit. So don't get discouraged. It doesn't have to take you super long to get your deals. So some of the things that I was doing to find my first deal, I sent out mailers in the mail. I was putting Craigslist ads out, responding to Craigslist ads. I was putting out bandit signs at night. I was driving for dollars, recording properties that I thought were empty. I was scouring through MLS listings, and I finally found my first deal at the auction. And when I purchased at the auction, just so you know, just so you don't think that I'm like some super like brave, bold dude, I was so scared to do that, but I actually had a friend go and support me when I got the property. So, but I purchased my first property at the auction cash for $35,000. Dude, when I got that property, I was so stoked. I was like, I came home and I told my wife, baby, the man has arrived. I was on cloud 9. I was so happy. After 2 years of trying to get a deal, I finally landed one. Then switch scenes to that night when it was just me and my thoughts, and I was just praying to God, and I was like, oh God, what have I done? I saved up all this money and I spent it. Because when you first start, dude, you are just lacking confidence. Yeah, I mean, you don't know what you're doing. You're going into uncharted territories, like new waters, you know what? So it's just like, it's all new. So don't worry. Everybody's dealing with that on their first ones. But once you get past that first one and you get experience, then you're set. They even say that the majority of people, the majority of first-time investors lose money on their first deal. You're gonna learn a whole lot of lessons. You're gonna get a good education, but it's gonna cost you. Now, luckily for me, on my first deal, I did not lose money. I actually made $21,000. That property produced $21,000 worth of new money for me. I profited, but don't be surprised. All you gotta do is try to make sure that you do your due diligence and take in everything that you can into consideration, so that way you can do your best on your first property, and you'll progressively get better and better. But usually on the first one, most people will lose money because you just simply don't know what you're doing. Now, if you take a loss, it does not mean that all real estate investing is bad. It's like if you eat an apple and it's a bad apple, that does not mean all apples are bad. You can still make lots of money in real estate investing just because the first one doesn't go right. So do not give up. Believe me, there will be opportunities that will be better than others. You'll get some deals that make more money than others, but don't quit on it just because the first one, maybe you'll learn more lessons than you make money. Hey guys, so I hope this is helpful. I wanted to put this video out because I had a lot of people asking me how I got started, how I collected money to invest in real estate, and hopefully this answers a lot of questions for you. Do me a favor, if you like this video, subscribe. I'm gonna try to put more videos out with better content like this one. Like, comment, share, and this is Steve. I hope that you guys are successful in your real estate investing. I'm trying to help out people that are starting up, and God bless.